Hi, I'm calling because I just stumbled upon something that looks so fun and beautiful, and yet I also struggle to believe, like, does this really work as well as it seems? Basically, have you seen those flower pounding things on Instagram? Like, it looks so good, but how are they getting such good color payoff? And also, what does it look like after a few washes? Anyways, I'm getting the supplies, so later you can come over, try it with me, okay? Okay. Love you, talk to you soon, bye-bye!
I actually got quite intimidated by this project. I think it's because I could really picture it going very wrong. I was reminded of what happened after our wedding. We were on our honeymoon and I get a photo sent to me from our wedding manager who did a great job. And the photo is my bridal bouquet hanging sadly and limply upside down. And she writes, I'm not sure if we talked about this, but just in case you were wanting your bouquet dried, I have it hanging upside down for you. And with flowers, there's always this temptation to dry, preserve, freeze, just like seize, lock in the beauty that they have. But in every case, it was always the fleeting beauty of the original fresh flower that actually inspired anyone to try to like seize it. And I'm at the point where I often don't even bother drying flowers or whatever, because I'm just like, in the end, nothing compares to the beauty of the fresh flower. So on that note, am I going to make something that looks like it belongs in midsummer or a graveyard? In an attempt to ease my fear about how this is going to turn out, I'm gonna make a pinafore apron that I can wear in the studio because I love wearing an apron when I cook, and I'm hoping to bring that energy over into the sewing studio. For fabric, I chose a cotton double gauze. It's an all-natural fiber. You might have seen this texture on baby clothing and blankets because the way the cotton is woven together, it has this kind of like cushioned texture that makes it very soft and cuddly. And we're gonna do everything we can to make this as stainable of a fabric as possible. Here are the skirt pieces that I've cut out. One skirt half is a little longer, one skirt half a little shorter, hoping to successfully achieve that overlap. Flower pounding, or Tataki-Zomé, is an ancient Japanese technique of hammering plants or flowers to transfer the natural pigment onto cloth or paper. This year was the carnation. I'm not crazy about it because it looks a little splotchy, a little Rorschach, but I love the lines that we got over here, and it's crazy that this flower is orange, but the juice is so purpley green. I'm going to show you Leticia's. Similarly, carnation, a little splotchy. Okay, I was a little hard on this at first. I said it doesn't look good, but I think it has its place. And then here is her orange flower, now pounded out into purple and green. I'm so scared, but I think we're gonna start doing the real thing over here. Tataki-Zomé is less popular than some of the more well-known Japanese dyeing textile techniques like shibori, katazome, yuzen, and I didn't find a definitive reason on why that might be, but my guess is there is a high physical labor involved in hammering the plants. This is a technique that doesn't scale very well because it's so dependent on individual flowers and plants and their specific placement. We got our hydration. Yeah. Time to pound for the next couple of minutes and hope for the best. When you combine flower pounding with other textile arts, there are even more creative possibilities. Take a look at these examples for embroidery, quilting, and painting stacked on flower pounding. And it's not just limited to fabric, it can be done on paper or any other stain absorbing surfaces. Here is how we did our flower pounding. Look, right there.
Yes.
Wow, the stripes. I'm gonna do one of the daisies. It's like a happy pom-pom.
Fun. Am I on video?
Marla's in bed, and so what are the parents up to? We're pounding flowers together.
It's not a euphemism.
That's like me yesterday when I posted I had amazing eggplant today. And before I posted it, I sat there being like, do I post this? Because I really did.
Did you put the emoji though?
No.
Did anybody comment? I doubt it.
No one. See, you guys are pure, and I appreciate that very much. Could you keep the scissors in between us so I can have access to them as well?
We have a million pairs of scissors. Why couldn't you just get two? Like, how many pairs of scissors do we have?
I'm back. On the bodice, I think I want to pre-baste the darts together so that I can press totally over the darts. Is the camera flashing at us now?
Oh, it's nighttime.
It's like bedtime, you guys. You guys gotta go to sleep. We are gonna stop soon because we don't want to be bad neighbors. We have a cutoff. Hello. I started flower pounding on Friday. I got a little bit done on Saturday. Now it's Monday. The flowers are like, hurry up, Wendy. Definitely working with real flowers gives you this time pressure to get it done. But I'm also like sad today. I don't know. I think going through, I'm at a point where there's like way too many reasons for my mood to be in any possible state. Like for the last 3 years it's been like, is it hormones, is it my period, is it postpartum, is it changes to breastfeeding? And then, you know, there's like the normal ones where it's like, is it the weather, am I burnt out? I don't have the answers. And often when I share this type of thing, I get a lot of comments being like, Wendy, it's okay, take a break, things like that. I get it, and I promise, like, I take breaks whenever I feel I need to. But sometimes I just want the freedom to be able to say I'm not in the best mood, but that doesn't mean I don't want to make stuff. I actually would love to today just peacefully hammer some flowers. There's something about the suggestion to take a break that makes it seem like as if it's not okay to exist the way I am and that I should seek to do you know what I mean? And actually I feel more authentic in just being able to use like creative sewing, arts and crafts as like something that I can do to just be chill and be myself, whatever myself is like that day. I have to be honest, I don't know if you guys can tell, but sharing my feelings is just not something I'm very accustomed to doing. So anyways, working on it. Let's hammer some flowers. I got this new funky little camera stitch. I've been wanting to film more like point of view content for you guys. All the time when I'm sewing, I feel like I'm looking at something that I so wish I could show you guys what I see, but a camera is always like slightly off from where I am. So let's see how this one goes. It's a new day. I'm feeling a lot better. Part of it might be because I'm done the part that intimidated me the most, which was hammering all the flowers. But today, we're sewing. I wanted to make the top really nice and clean with no top stitching, and so the solution for that is a lining. Let me put this together. First up, 2 darts on the chest. These are looking good. I pressed the darts to make sure they're extra crispy, and I'm gonna sew it together with the 2 back pieces, like so. Okay, I feel like it's hard to gauge the fit because I intentionally made this kind of loose fitting since I know it's gonna be worn over clothes, but I feel like this neckline it's not exactly the shape I wanted. I think I'm gonna reshape it a little. But basically the idea is I like to make the lining first, because then I can just see how it's doing and then know what to expect when I'm working on the shell, because I can always make a new lining, but at this point I cannot make another shell. Front, backs, 2 skirts. I think I'm gonna start assembling. I forgot I actually need to make the straps, and for that I'm going to use my new overlock. Oh, can't even say the word. Overlocker. I'm threading it right now, and it's pretty easy to thread because there's like these cute little dots to show you where everything goes. The problem with treating this fabric is that it's literally the exact opposite of being beautiful and smooth. It is so stiff and grippy and high friction. I feel like turning it is nearly impossible. Ah! Yeah! Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves and rip it. Yay! And that's just one of the straps. We emerge! I need to cut a waistband. I'm trying to decide how much it overlaps. What do you think? Lining, shell, right sides together, all the way around. I think I did something funky with the straps, but I'm gonna wait till the end to see if it needs to be fixed. In the inspo, there was these little like ties on the straps. That is my backup solution in case I need to disguise anything. But I'm really happy with the design choices that I made. I went for a deep cut since it's gonna be worn over clothes anyways. The armholes are very generous so that I can wear any big old sweater or loose fitting garment underneath. And I'm so happy with this back tie. It's cute. Think it's time to cut a waistband. Straps. Wait, no, waistband. The last step is attaching the skirt to the waistband and then that whole thing to the top. Let's do this. I'm making a big sandwich with the 2 pieces of waistband and the 2 skirt pieces. It looks like this. Whoop. It's sewn to the top, only along the front side of the waistband. Doesn't look as nice in the back. I think I'm gonna stitch in the ditch. Hoping for the best. I had to pin up my hair. It is getting too hot for this. I'm really happy with this way that I do stitch in the ditch, which is like pinning the whole thing in place before I stitch in the ditch, because what you don't want with stitch in the ditch is to not catch the back, and like for most of it, I'm good. Just barely snagging the edge blindly. Once in a while I miss a spot, but I can try to go over it again with the machine. But definitely most of it is locked in.
Hello! If you want your flowers to last, I just have some notes to share. First, make sure that all the little flower leftovers are totally peeled off, and then you can use an iron to heat set the dyed areas. Don't use any steam, just a dry iron. If you want to be extra delicate, you can place a cloth in between the fabric and the iron, and if that's too much work, you can also just put the fabric in the dryer and give it a hot run. But if you are rinsing it, try to use cold water, try to do it by hand, try to let it air dry. Basically, if you're not sure what to do, just remember all the things you shouldn't do when you accidentally stain your clothes. You gotta do those things here. Let me know what flowers you would try if you were giving this a go, and also in the description, I have more resources linked that went into all of our research, so check that out. And if you do try this, please do tag #MadeWithWendy so I can see it and admire your flowers. Thank you so much for popping by, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!